1966, New Year's Eve, 12 o'clock midnight. Brothers are standing outside, and it's cold. It's New Year's Eve, January. Limos are pulling up, people are pulling up. I'm standing in line, people are wearing their vines and their lids. Everybody's dressed to see James Brown. Now, the James Brown Review was very, very interesting because James Brown was the headliner. But here was the James Brown Review. Willie Tyler and Lester. Willie Tyler and Lester was an African-American, a black ventriloquist that had this dummy called Lester. And he was a riot. He's now in Las Vegas as a major star. Irma Franklin was next. She is Aretha's sister. She wrote and sang Take a little bit of piece of my heart now that Janis Joplin made famous. Irma wrote it and sung it. Janis does it no justice. Irma knocked it out. Then was Ronnie Dyson. If You Love Me, Then Why Can't I Make Love to You, who went on to become the star on Broadway of Hair. They were the people that was on the James Brown Review who went on to become megastars. $5, New Year's Eve, 1966. And James came on stage. Ha! Everybody, ha! And he did his thing. And we celebrated New Year's Eve, and I mean to tell you, the place was rocking. Now, I would always come in, and remember, it was a movie theater. There was only one ticket counter. There was no advance tickets. Everybody stood in line. Everybody stood in line. But I always used to go into the Uptown, and I would always go up to the second floor, and I would always go to the balcony, and I would always sit in the front row of the balcony because I always thought I got a better view of the stage. And I saw James Brown 33 times and never got tired of him. He's absolutely fabulous. He's absolutely fabulous. So what happened was, Berry Gordy created this thing called Motown. And the Motown Review was generally Smokey Robinson and the Temptations and the Four Tops and the Supremes, Marvelettes and Martha and the Vandellas. They went on and became monster acts. But in those days, for $5, you saw them all at the Motown Review. The Uptown run into tough times because what happened was the acts became now, and now all of a sudden Stevie Wonder was his own performance. Smokey was his own entity. So what happened was the Uptown came on tough times because you couldn't book them anymore for $5 and $6 and $10. Some of the great entertainers that played at the Uptown came from Chicago, and they were Gene Chandler, you know him as the Duke of Earl. But he used to sing a song called Rainbow 65. Can I stop at this rainbow? And also, some of the other great Chicago people were the great Jerry Butler, okay, for Your Precious Love. Fabulous, fabulous song. Also, Billy Stewart was out of Chicago. So Chicago brought in some great entertainment. What the neat thing was, the entertainers at the Uptown, they knew how to manipulate the sisters. I mean, they knew how to manipulate the sisters. Smokey and Stevie Wonder and the great love songs of the Temptations and the great love songs of like Ask the Lonely. The entertainers knew how to manipulate the sisters at the Uptown. And they would yeah, hey love, can I have a word with you? We'd all rock and roll. But you couldn't get up and dance at the Uptown. Now, I would be dancing in the aisles because I was crazy, but I was in the balcony. But here's the outstanding acts at the Uptown. Let me give it to you. Okay? Bobby Womack was a monster. He was a sensation. I mean, an absolute sensation. Billy Stewart, the fat boy, weighed 400 pounds, who could dance like nobody you've ever seen. He was a sensation. Jerry Butler, they had a great voice quality. I mean, Smokey has a great voice quality. I'm going to tell you a great story. Just a year or so ago, I went to the Wagner Center in Harrisburg to see Smokey Robinson. It was an all-white audience. And I think what they thought, they were going to see a doo-wop singer. Smokey's not a doo-wop singer. Smokey is perhaps one of the greatest entertainers I've ever seen. Smokey mesmerizes the audience. Other great acts, James Brownlow, of course. James was the man. Marvin Gaye. Marvin Gaye used to make the ladies crazy. He was great. The Volcanoes. The Vibrations, they used to do a dance routine where they would get on their knees and guys would do splits over them and all those guys. Now the Manhattans would come out in green tuxedos with white gloves. And the lights would come down and they would do a boxing routine where you see their hands move. But other than that, they had great costumes. The Temptations always had like purple sequin suits and just great synchronization and that. No, they were great voices. The Four Tops were great voices. Levi Stubbs, when he sang "Just Ask the Lonely Man," you could hear a pin drop. He just would knock you for a loop. He was a great singer. Stevie Wonder, great singer. Patti LaBelle used to be at the Uptown like every other time. Her voice, she used to sing with Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells. Now, Patti used to live in North Philadelphia. So I believe that when somebody didn't show up, Georgia would get on the phone and say, "Patti, grab 3 sisters and get down here. I need you." So she would grab whoever was available, and she'd be on stage within 40 minutes. And Patti LaBelle had a great voice. Mary Wells was a great one. Now, Diana Ross and the Supremes, see, they were a cut above. When you saw the Supremes, when you saw the Temptations, when you saw Bobby Womack, when you knew that they were just a cut above. I mean, Jerry Butler, they were just performers. They were just that great. So they were the great acts.